As a reminder, we will take listener questions every month. I'm going to put out calls on Instagram. So follow Money with Katie on Instagram if you are not already. Shameless plug. And we're going to pick one every week that feels interesting and widely applicable, and we'll answer it. As always, my standard disclaimer, I am not a licensed financial professional. This is not financial advice. This is merely how do I think about this problem? How would I approach it if I were in your shoes? Here's this week's question from Aaron. How much house can I afford? I feel like there are so many rules of thumb out there, from the 28% of gross income to the Ramsey 25% of take-home pay for a 15-year. What is reasonable? This is a great question. The 28% of gross income figure referenced is part of what's colloquially known as the 28-36 rule that most lenders use, which suggests that the individual's principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, or PITI, cost no more than 28% of gross income, and that their total loan payments for anything, not just housing, don't exceed 36% of gross income. Here's how I think about this, though. Calculating based on gross income seems like a recipe for disaster, because you don't receive your gross income. You receive your net income, or your income after you pay for taxes and benefits and things of that nature. For example, if my gross income is $60,000 per year, that means my monthly gross income is $5,000 per month. But if I pay $1,000 per month in taxes, or 20% effective tax rate, and I pay, let's say, $500 for my benefits, my monthly take-home pay is $3,500. So the lender may look at my gross income and say, I can spend up to 28% of it, or 28% of $5,000 on my principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, which is $1,400. But $1,400 represents 40% of my take-home pay. When nearly half my monthly income is going to the roof over my head, I'm going to feel strapped no matter what other decisions I make, even though it's within the, lender-approved amount. So the way I think about it is that the lender's going to approve me for the absolute maximum amount that they feel comfortable I can repay them. They are not approving me for the amount that's going to be most beneficial for me in the long term. So I'm inclined to use 25 to 28% of net income, that is my take-home pay, as my absolute maximum that I would feel comfortable spending. And I know the Ramsey rules for a 15-year. I have traditionally been in the camp of going for the 30-year just because of interest rates, but we won't get into that too much today. Otherwise, it makes it too difficult to spend on the other things that I want and need and still be able to save. Another consideration that I'll throw out there, if you're approaching this decision in a dual income household, consider how much house you can afford on just one income. Otherwise, you may find yourselves both needing to continue to work in order to afford your mortgage, which does not leave you with much flexibility if one person decides later that they would like to take some time off or to start a family, if they want to enjoy a sabbatical or they want to switch career paths. If you both need to keep working in order to afford your mortgage, it's not going to put you in a very good spot. All in all, your home is likely the largest purchase you're ever going to make, and while it's tempting to spread yourself thin or buy as much house as you can afford, erring on the side of buying more conservatively than you think you need to is likely going to pay dividends in the long run.